Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is just going to be a simple, easy beginner tutorial on how to do a double crochet for lefties. So getting started, today I'm just going to be using some scrap yarn and a 5mm hook, but as always, I highly recommend using whatever hook is recommended for your yarn. So for this one, it recommends a 5 to 6mm hook. So we're going to start off by making a slip knot. Essentially, you're going to have just a long string of yarn that you've kind of looped like this, kind of like into a reverse S. What you're going to do is you're going to pinch between the two sides, and then once you have that, you're going to have a loop here. So you're going to twist that loop, and then after you twist that loop, what you're going to do is you're going to pull on the body of the side of yarn that has the end. I'm going to pull on that body section. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab onto the end of it so it doesn't completely go through. And that's how I make my slip knot. I'm going to do it again for y'all. So I've got my long strand of yarn here. I'm going to pinch. And after I pinch, I'm going to twist. Now that I've twisted, I'm going to start pulling on this side of the yarn while also holding on to the end to make sure it doesn't go all the way through. And that's my slip knot. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start chaining yarn over. And what that means is to wrap your yarn around your hook. Do it again, yarn over. And now that I've yarned over, I'm going to pull it through this loop on my hook, which is that slip knot that we made. And that's how you chain. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to yarn over. And then I'm going to pull that through my loop. Do it a couple more times. I'm going to yarn over, pull it through my loop. Yarn over, pull it through my loop. And now I'm just going to make a chain of 12 chains and I'll come back. The thing about crochet that kind of tricks some beginners sometimes is that the amount of chains you have doesn't equal to the amount of stitches you have. And the reason why is because if I were to add my crochet hook here and start working down this chain with any stitch, mind you, double crochet, single crochet, half double crochet, I wouldn't have 12 stitches at the end. And the reason why is because single crochets, for example, need this first chain on your hook as room in order to turn and keep going. And the same rule applies for other kinds of stitches, though the other kinds of stitches require more chains. So double crochets, for example, require 3 chains as room to turn and start working through your chain, just because double crochets are so big. So right now I've got 12 chains. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one more, 13. And then I'm going to use these first 3 chains on my hook, 1, 2, 3, as room to turn and start working double crochets in this chain. So now I'm going to talk about working into your chain. So you've got 2 sides to your chain. You've got this side, which is the V's, what I call it, V, 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 V. And on the other side, you've got these loops. You've got these back bumps. There's 1 back bump for every V. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what some people like to do is work in the front of their chain, work into these V's, and some people like to work in the back. It's really up to you. I prefer working in the back, but I'm going to show you how each one looks. So we're going to start working our first double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. So to start your double crochet, you're going to yarn over, just like how we started our chains. And then what you're going to do is you're going to insert your hook into that chain. Like this. You're going to yarn over again, and you're going to pull that yarn over through the chain. So at this point, you've got 3 loops on your hook. What you're going to do is yarn over again, pull through the first 2, then yarn over again, and pull through the last 2. And that is a double crochet. I'll do another one for you now. I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook into that next chain, yarn over again, pull that through the chain. Now I've got 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Do one more, yarn over, insert your hook into that next chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now I'm going to work a few in the back bumps to show you the difference. So I'm going to rotate my chain so I can see this back bump right here. Yarn over, insert my hook into that bump. You can see what it looks like when you're going through it. Yarn over, pull through that bump. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through. Do another one. So I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook into that back bump. Sometimes going into the back bumps is a little tricky. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through two. Yarn over, pull through two. Now I'm going to show you the difference between working in the front of the chain and working in the back bump. So these first three were worked in the front, and these last four were worked in the back bump. The most significant difference is this. So you could see working through the front is kind of inconsistent with the way it looks. Working in the back gives you these clear V's, just like we had in our starting chain. And that's why I work in the back bump. I think it looks a little cleaner at the end, but it doesn't really matter. It's completely up to you. So at this point, we just have one more chain left, and we know we've only got one more because we've got one V left. So I'm going to double crochet into that last chain. And now we can get started on the next row. So to start our next row, we're going to start with a chain two. So just like with our starting chain, we're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and that's going to represent our first double crochet. So because this chain two is the first double crochet of the row, we're not going to work into this first stitch. We're going to start working into the second one. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook into this stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two. So similarly with the first chain, we're going to be looking for those V's. We got a V here, V, 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 V. We're going to be doing the exact same thing. So I'm going to do my next double crochet. I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two. I'm going to keep doing this throughout the row, and I'll come back when I'm near the end. Now we're almost done with this row. We've got one more stitch, and the reason why I know that we've got one more stitch because we've got one more V. So I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook into this last stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two. And that's going to be the end of row two. And now we're going to get started on row three. So just like how we started row two, we're going to start row three with two chains. So I'm going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And now we've got our two chains. So now we're going to turn. And just like with row two, this chain represents the first double crochet. We're not going to work into this first stitch. We're going to work into the second one. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two. We're going to keep doing double crochets like normal, and I'll come back when I'm at the end. So at this point, we're near the end of this row, and we've got two double crochets left. So I'm going to work into the second to last one like normal. And then because I said at the start of the row that the chain two represents a double crochet, that means I do need to work into this chain two. As you can see, this one doesn't look exactly like the other stitches of the row, and it's just because this is the chain two from the previous row. So we are going to work a double crochet into that chain two. Sometimes people just work it into the space between the chain and the double crochet. They'll just insert their hook right here. Sometimes people will actually insert their hook into one of the chains themselves like this. It doesn't really matter. You can do whichever you prefer. I like to insert my hook into the chain itself, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two. And that's the end of our third row. So you'll just be repeating row three over and over again. So you'll be chaining two, double crocheting through all these stitches, inserting a double crochet into the chain two from the previous round, chaining two, double crochet into the chain two, and you'll just continue like so until you're done with your project. Thanks so much for watching this beginner double crochet tutorial for lefties. If you're left-handed and you want to find more beginner tutorials for you or just tutorials in general, please check out my channel. Thanks, guys.